Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Trina Dotto, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, JIS College of Engineering. And today I will start the course that is Environmental Science. The code is MC301 for odd semester and MC401 for even semester. And if any of the students have any doubt, so he or she can contact with me. In this is my mobile number, and here this is the my email ID. And the course title is Environmental Science, subject code MC301, MC401, and this is the course for undergraduate student, BTech, and the stream is Arts, CSE, IT, Civil, Mechanical, Electrical, EC, and BME. This one is the non-credited mandatory course and total lecture 36 hours. And the prerequisite knowledge 11 and 12 standard. And I have created my course page in the website. So this site is, the link is given, and also it is created in the Blend Space. The link and the subject code is also given. So day by day, it will be uploaded all the course materials, and students can get all the study materials, assignments, and day by day, day to day, they have to submit all these assignments. So today's lecture is about air pollution. So first, I will start the introduction to air pollution. So the objective of this lecture is to develop idea about different types of pollution, to develop idea about atmospheric structure, to be aware about temperature variation, composition at different layers, to be aware about air pollution, and to be responsible to protect environment. The last one is very vital, and that is why the environment is very important for your study. So first of all, we must know that what are the components of environment. So the basic components of environment, this is the abiotic part and biotic part. So abiotic means the non-living elements. So there are four parts. Number one, three parts: atmosphere, next is hydrosphere and lithosphere. And in the biotic part, biotic means all the living organism. So it is the biosphere. So all living organism, that means plant kingdom and animal kingdom, are in the section of biotic components. And in the abiotic components, the atmosphere, that is the main focus of air. Next is hydrosphere and lithosphere. So atmosphere mainly tells about the air. It is the sphere of air. It is like a blanket of air on our Earth's surface. And it has different layers. We can see here the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. Mesosphere has two parts like ionosphere and exosphere. The thermosphere has two parts, ionosphere and exosphere. This atmosphere is very important for us. Why it is important? Can anybody tell anything about atmosphere? Yes, if we hold our nose for 1 minute, then we can understand what is the utility of atmosphere. So we can't breathe and we can't live without oxygen. So oxygen is the primary requirement, which is very important for our respiration. Another gas like CO2. CO2 is very important for photosynthesis. Otherwise, plants can't make their food and we also will not get food. So there are lots of another gases which makes the heat balance, and like O3, the ozone, protect us from UV rays. So all these are the advantages of atmosphere. Now if we come about the hydrosphere, hydrosphere means the sphere of water. So all the water bodies, it includes all the water bodies like pond, seas, ocean are in our hydrosphere. So there are also different parts, so like surface water, groundwater. So we will discuss in the water pollution in the latter. Lithosphere, lithosphere means the sphere of land. So generally we understand that generally the lithosphere is of three parts: the core, mantle, and the outermost surface. But generally speaking, we understand the outermost surface as the lithosphere. So lithosphere has different sources, which is called the land sources. So land sources, land resource includes mainly soil, mineral, and rocks. And you all know that the soil comes from the rocks by the weathering process. So we are telling about the rocks. So this is of three types of rock: igneous rock, sedimentary rock, and metamorphic rock. So mainly today we will discuss about our atmospheric structure. So atmospheric structure, I told earlier that it has the layers like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, which is also called as ionosphere, magnetosphere, and exosphere. So this is the temperature variation with the altitude. So now we can see the different regions like troposphere. If we go through this table, we can see the troposphere, the height is 0 to 10. It is the polar latitude. Moderate latitude, that is the 0 to 12. And equator latitude, that is 0 to 18. So this means if we measure from polar of the earth, south pole or north pole, then we get 0 to 10. If we measure from the equator, then we get 0 to 18. For stratosphere, also we are getting the altitude or height, that is 10 to 50, 12 to 50, and 18 to 50. For mesosphere, the height is approximate is 50 kilometer to 85 kilometer. All these are in kilometer unit. For thermosphere, the height is 85 kilometer to 500 kilometer. And for magnetosphere, that is 500 kilometer to 2000 kilometer. So next column, we get the temperature, which is in degree centigrade. And for troposphere, that is 15 degree centigrade to minus 56 degree centigrade. So what is our observation? That it is decreasing. How much it decreased? It decreased initially 5 degrees centigrade per kilometer and then 7 degrees centigrade per kilometer. Say you are now at Darjeeling. Then temperature will be less. If you go to the mountain, then temperature will be less if compared to Kolkata. Okay, so the temperature decreases with the altitude. It is for troposphere. Now let's see for the stratosphere. So stratosphere temperature minus 56 degrees centigrade to minus 2 degrees centigrade. So it is increasing or decreasing? So this one is decreasing or increasing? It is increasing. So it is just reverse of troposphere. In the troposphere, we have seen temperature decreased with the altitude. In the stratosphere, we can see the temperature increases with the altitude, just reverse. And for mesosphere, again temperature decreased. So this one is the lowest temperature. That means we can say the mesosphere is the coldest region of atmosphere. Next is thermosphere. It is also called ionosphere. Here the temperature is minus 92 degrees centigrade to 1200 degrees centigrade. Next is magnetosphere or exosphere. The temperature is greater than is equal to 1200 degree centigrade. Now about the major chemical species. That means which gases remains in the troposphere. So troposphere is very common for all. We generally we inhale we stays in troposphere. So we inhale oxygen from the troposphere. So all the common gases we know exist in the troposphere. So here I have given the major chemical species, that is N2. You know it is a maximum. O2, CO2, H2O, vapor. In the stratosphere, the major chemical species are O3, ozone, oxygen, O, nascent oxygen. For mesosphere, that is O2 and NO. For thermosphere, that is O2 plus, NO plus, O plus. For magnetosphere, that is H2 plus. And for magnetosphere, we know very little about this layer. So now, I like to ask you the question that which of the following is the coldest region of atmosphere? Can you tell? Can you remember? Okay, come to the slide and let's find out that which layer is the coldest region. Here the lowest is minus 56, here minus 2, here minus 92. So you got the answer, I think that is the mesosphere. Mesosphere is the coldest region of atmosphere. Next question, which one of the following is coldest region of atmosphere? So, sorry. So, another will be which region is the hottest region of atmosphere? If we ask which one is the hottest region of atmosphere, then you have to answer thermosphere. If the options are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, so answer will be thermosphere. If there are the options, the magnetosphere, then magnetosphere will be the answer. Okay, now come to the assignment 2. So, which of the following is major chemical species in stratosphere? So, can you tell? Can you remember? Okay, let's come to the table. So, for stratosphere, major chemical species is ozone, O3. And that is why stratosphere also called ozonosphere. So, answer will be 3, O3. Now, 4. Which of the following is major chemical species in thermosphere? So, thermosphere or ionosphere? Thermosphere or ionosphere? So, all the ions are present here. So, O2 plus, NO plus, O plus. So, now go to the question. Okay, So answer will be 2, option 2, that is NO plus. Now next, the analytical question. Why temperature decreases with altitude? Why temperature decreases with altitude in troposphere? Okay, so troposphere temperature decreases with the altitude, I told you earlier. And for stratosphere temperature increases. So this is the question, why temperature decreases with altitude in troposphere and why lapse rate is negative in stratosphere. So first I like to tell you that lapse rate. What is lapse rate? Lapse rate means the temperature changes with the altitude. So if the temperature decreases with altitude, that is called positive lapse rate. That is generally we see that with the in troposphere, temperature decreases with altitude. It is the positive lapse rate. If temperature increases with altitude, that is called negative lapse rate. So we get it in the stratosphere. So here the explanation given, like you can see the figure that the Earth's surface first, the sun rays is coming, the sunlight is coming, and the Earth's surface become hot. Okay, that is the first. At daylight, in presence of sun, the sun rays comes, then the Earth's surface become hot. Now, the Earth's surface become like a hot ball and it will radiate back. So, this IR radiation, this is the IR radiation. So, when it will radiate back, its intensity will be decreased with the altitude. First, the Earth's surface is very hot. Then, this heat energy dissipates. When it with the altitude, that is with the height, its intensity will be reduced. So that is why with the altitude or height, temperature decreases in troposphere. Now, the explanation of the second question. Second question was that why temperature, that is the lapse rate, negative in the stratosphere. Negative means that with the altitude, temperature increases. So here we know the main component is O3, ozone. The stratosphere main component is O3. That is why it is also called ozonosphere, I told you. So O3 converted into O2 and O, it absorbs energy and it converts into the O2 and O. So as it has the capacity to absorb the sunlight, UV rays, so that is why the temperature increases in the stratosphere. So all of you understood what to tell? You have to show the reaction that O3 absorbs the UV rays and it is converting into the O2 and O. So this is the reversible reaction, and that is why because of the O3, the temperature of the stratosphere increases. Okay, so I hope you have understood the atmospheric composition. Now come to the point, the pollution. So now we are very concerned about pollution. We have different issues and our duty is to save our environment. So first of all, we have to know what is pollution. The pollution is the introduction of contaminants into an environment that causes instability, disorder, harm, or discomfort to the ecosystem. So here you can see the different types of pollution. So now this is a picture of air pollution, and you can see that means how much smoke is coming into the environment, and you will be shocked. If you see this picture, you will be shocked that how much smoke is coming from the industry. Next, that is the water pollution. So it is the waste sludge is coming into the water bodies. So this is the water pollution. This is plastic pollution. So we are using plastic. It is very helpful for using it, but the problem is it cannot be decomposed. So if it is under the water bodies, it goes in the water bodies, so it can be swallowed by different creature, and it can clog the drainage system also. This one is the land pollution. So you can see the huge amount of waste generated, and there is no space if it is not disposed. So there will be no space for us. So much huge amount of waste already generated. These are the solid waste. So it need to be compacted, then it should be disposed. Disposal is very important. This one is noise pollution. Noise pollution. So there is nothing we can see, like air we get the smoke, or in the water we get some toxic elements are coming into the water bodies. But noise pollution, we cannot get any substance. It is the form of energy. It is the form of energy, but it creates the harmful effect for us. And we have different problems like headache, etc. So now I like to tell that what is pollutant and what is air pollution. So pollutant is a toxic substance. It may be living or non-living. Living means it may be virus, bacteria. Non-living like CO2, NO2, SO2 at an undesirable limit is called a pollutant. If it is under desirable limit, then it is not a pollutant because it is not harmful. Like say arsenic. Arsenic remains in the water bodies. If it crosses the limit like 10 ppb, then only we can say it is harmful. Otherwise, it is not harmful. So, I will talk about the air pollutant. So, such a substance when present in the air, such type of toxic substance, if it is present in the air, these are called air pollutant. Example, CO2, NO2, SO2, CO, O3, all these are air pollutant. So now how we can define air pollution? So the process of pollution, the process of polluting the air and making it unsafe for living is called pollution of air. That means all this pollutant, if it is present in the air and if it becomes unsafe, that means it becomes unsafe for our respiration, then it is called pollution of air. Now let's see the current scenario. Current scenario is a very bad scenario. So the Kanpur, these are the severe, the air quality, the pollution is very high. These are the top 10 polluted cities in India. So these are the cities name given. Delhi is also there. Its quality, air quality also very poor. So this is the current scenario of India. So air pollution in India. So it is given different for different cities. So you can see all these scenarios and we have to think about that. The purpose of this study is we have to think about that and we have to find some solution. This is the another picture of the Delhi, air choking at Delhi. So you can see the hazy atmosphere here. So you understand that we directly inhale oxygen from the atmosphere. So this hazy atmosphere, if we inhale, that means all the toxic substance are present in this atmosphere. So if we inhale, so there will be harmful effect. There may be cancer, there may be like bronchitis, all it will be related with our respiratory tract and lungs. Because the air passes through our respiratory tract, then lungs. So this is the air quality index. So we can get another picture. AQI average and the condition of different cities. And what strategy is taken Delhi? Delhi, you know that recently they had a severe problem with the air pollution. So they have taken some strategy. I will mention few of them, like odd even policy on vehicle make a comeback. That means in alternate day, odd numbers of the cars can run. So what is the benefit? That means the private car reduced. So people can use the public cars. Next is Delhi authorities enhance parking fees by 4 times. So parking fees increase. That means people will reduce the use of private car. Next is National Green Tribunal restricts industrial activities and bans waste burning in Delhi. So you know very well that burning of waste create huge amount of air pollution. So the government restricts the industrial activities and burning, waste burning. Ban on entry of trucks, ban on civil construction and strict compliance of graded response action plan. So entry of trucks, entry of big cars, civil construction, so there are some restriction so that the air pollution reduced. Okay, so what we have learned today? Let us summarize. So first we have learned the atmospheric structure very well. Their temperature distribution in different layers and also different composition, that means chemical species in the layers, and definition of the pollutant, definition of the air pollution and current situation. So we have to think about the current situation, that is the main purpose. We have to think you are the future citizen of India. Okay, you are engineer, you have to, and not only the engineer, all people have to think about something to protect our environment. If I ask you that means can we stop the economical improvement, economical upgradation? No, we can't do. That means we can't stop everything. We can't stop. That means we cannot go from Kolkata to like Delhi by walking. We have to use train, we have to use flight, but we have to do some innovation to reduce air pollution, to reduce all types of pollution. As for example, we can do the plantation, tree plantation. So it is very common. So now you will tell me that yes, it is very good that we will do the tree plantation, but where is the space? There is no space because everywhere is building, everywhere is construction, everywhere industries. So we can do the vertical farming. That is a new thing, that is the innovation. Vertical farming, that means the vertically we can do the tree plantation and it will require very less amount of water and no soil. So it is a very good idea. Another say, if you think that it is the era of digitalization. So digitalization, how it can be helpful? It is harmful or helpful? So what we can do, we can reduce the use of the taking the printout or use of paper. So in many companies, the taking the printout has been restricted. They are using the mails, and everything, that means every document, can be stored into the cloud. So we have reduced the use of paper, and if we use the use of paper, then we can reduce the cutting of the plants. In this way we can reduce the pollution, and we can do many things, that is examination or many things digitalized. Then the paper will be saved. So these are the many ways we can reduce the pollution. So it is your task to think about the reduced pollution. So your assignment is join the class with the code. The code is given. You join the class and see all the study material and write and discuss any strategy that can be taken to control air pollution. So you write and submit, and I will discuss in the next class. I will ask you one by one that what is your thought to control air pollution. Okay, so these are the references or books you can have from the library, and you can go through the topics. Thank you, students.